Well, I can't see anything because of all these lights in my face. I really don't know what the screen looks like as I'm trying to shoot this, although I have two cameras going on, one up there and then one right here, cell phone and a DSLR. So all right, y'all, this is James from the I'm Free Project. Subscribe, share, and thumbs up this video. If you like it, join in on the conversation. It is 2017 and we are going to approach this in a new way. And I have some exciting stuff this time around on this particular video. And today we are going to talk about some great things that I know that helped me. And I pray that it helps either families, parents, or the kids, or what have you. Anyone who is inquiring about how to deal with homosexuality, SSA, same-sex attractions, all that stuff right there. So without further ado, I want to get right into it. So now these are some resources that I've used over the years and I've read and I've used to actually help counsel people as well. And I want to just give these to you. And as a matter of fact, I think these are going to be the books that I'm going to use in the contest. So with that in mind, let me show you these 5 books now that are great resources. And again, you probably can't find these books on the shelves anymore because nowadays you just can't find books that deal with people coming out, but you can find every type of resource of people going in that lifestyle. So, but I just want to be the one to give people an option. All right. So let me get the books real quick. So here we go. All right. So my first one here, and this one is great in dealing with, as some people would say, the church sissies, but I'm not going to say that, and I think I just did though. But no, but this is dealing with the so-called gay Christian. And this book, I love this book. It really woke me up to an understanding of the biblical perspective on Christianity and homosexuality and those who are struggling within the church body. So this book here, A Strong Delusion by Joe Dallas. This book here, I tell you, it has been one of the best books I've ever read. And it really gave me a great insight on how to properly explain the scriptures as it relates to homosexuality. So the next time you hear somebody say, well, you're not following the entire Bible because you're wearing mixed fabrics, you tell them that that was a part of the law. And that was a part of because God did not want them to be like the other people around them. And so to distinguish them from other people, there's a such thing as a moral law and a ceremonial law. That falls under the ceremonial law that applied to only the children of Israel, whereas the moral law applied to everybody, everywhere, and at every time. See, they failed to make that distinction, and it drives me crazy when people start talking about mixed fabrics and eating shellfish and all that crazy stuff and misinterpretation of the scriptures. So you have to understand the difference between ceremonial law and moral law. You know, the gay kids, they love to just leave that one out. Yeah, y'all know how y'all do. Strong Delusion by Joe Dallas. All right, book number 2 is, and this one is for parents. So this one's called A Parent's Guide to Preventing Homosexuality, and it's by Joseph Nicolosi. It's an excellent book for parents to get an understanding of how to talk with their kids and give them an understanding of what their child may be experiencing emotionally. Now, one of the things that this book is not necessarily trying to give you any type of quote-unquote reparative therapy, but what it is giving you tools to understand the person that is struggling with homosexuality. And now it says that parents got to preventing homosexuality. Now, does this actually prevent homosexuality? It's because you read this book and you're trying to apply the principles that are in this book? No, I'm not going to say that, and I would never make that claim. However, what it will do is give you the tools to help your child to understand their identity, and that's the strong thing about it. Many people within that lifestyle do not understand their identity and the identity that God gave them. So therefore they fall into a false identity and then start to live that identity out. And that's not only with same-sex attraction, that can fall into people dealing with a whole bunch of proclivities. But in dealing with homosexuality, the one issue that is now being accepted as an alternative lifestyle, then this is a great resource. This is a great book. Again, Preventing Parents' Guide to Preventing Homosexuality. I love this book, and this book actually helped me to counsel people when I at one particular church, and that's a video that I want to talk about at the one church of a recently deceased pastor here in Atlanta. But we'll talk about that on another video. So my next book. Now, this book right here is what really blessed me. And when I say it blessed me, because this book has such insight to the mindset and the thought patterns that people who are dealing with same-sex attractions, and for me, it just really woke some things up. Now, I think the thing that for me is that it gave me so much revelation as it relates to how I was thinking in struggling with homosexuality. So the name of this book here, and I love it, it's called The Battle for Self-Therapy for Homosexuality. Now, the big letters say The Battle for Normality, and it's called Constructive Help and Support for Men and Women Troubled by Unwanted Homosexual Feelings and or Behavior. But the entire title of the book is A Guide for Self-Therapy for Homosexuality. Now, when I tell you this book is so replete with so much psychological stuff in terms of how people process dealing with homosexuality, I'm telling you, it just really blew me away when I started reading it, and it gave me so much insight to what I was thinking. And I know that if anyone reads this book, it's going to give you a greater insight to the homosexual, because it shows you the hyper. It's like when you think of drag queens. What do drag queens do? They take the effeminate and they magnify it by 100. And this book right here will tell you. The what, when, and the why. That is, I mean, it's hyper dramatization of the effeminate. So it is really amazing. One chapter is called the Neuroticism of Homosexuality, and that is so true. I have met so many people over the years. There's a neuroses about homosexuality and living that lifestyle. So, and again, I'm not claiming to be a doctor or anything, so I can't say that this person is this and this person has that. But what I can say is that when I read this book, and then when I would talk to people, I could see a lot of the stuff that they were either living out or they were saying that I found in this book. And this book was right on point. So either it could be for you to get an understanding as to the what, when, and why you do what you do, or this could be a book for either a pastor or a youth leader who want to understand the person who is struggling with homosexuality. Here's another book that deals with counseling people, and this is a great book as well. And this is called Counseling the Homosexual. It's called, the tagline is A Compassionate and Biblical Guide for Pastors and Counselors, as well as non-professionals and families. And this book right here is not as collegiate as this book. It keeps it very simple. That's what I like about it. It kept it very simple. It's it's biblically based, but it is very simple in terms of how it deals with the psychology of homosexuality. So I think that's the thing about it that I liked, is that it really dealt with that from a sense of compassion. There's a stronger compassion in this book, whereas the other one was more of a medical / a collegiate approach in understanding homosexuality. So this book is very good. I think it's a good read, and the words are not too big, it's not too hard, but it's very replete with a lot of information that will really bless the person that reads the book. And if you're looking to be able to counsel those in your church body, if you're a lay counselor, and just being able to talk, it gives you a greater understanding, especially for pastors. Okay, let me back up for a minute. Let me back up. It is a sad thing that nowadays pastors can talk about every single thing and have a good understanding of everything, but yet when it comes to homosexuality, they have no idea of what to say, and they have no understanding. Now, never mind that Google is your best friend, but when it comes to this, they just go, that I really don't get. I really don't understand how pastors do not understand how to counsel with an educated approach to dealing with people who are struggling with same-sex attractions, and then also give them something that is practical, that is biblical, but then also something that gives them something to think about from a psychological perspective. So, so for pastors and lay counselors, or even trained counselors, if you've never dealt with homosexuality and you're not afraid to tell people the truth, then this would be a great book for you. And this is my 5th book. This book, you have to sit down with the thesaurus. This book, you have to sit down with the Bible. This book, you have to make sure everybody is gone. Put on your headphones with some relaxing music and just really dig in, because it does require for you to study it. You can't just pick it up and say, oh, this is going to be an easy read and I can read about 3 or 4 chapters today. No, this is not the one. This is not the book. But when I tell you, it's going to break those scriptures down so well that you will have such an understanding of the biblical perspective on human sexuality and sexuality that it will blow you away. What it does, it takes every talking point of the gay agenda and it turns it on its head and show them from a biblical perspective where they are absolutely wrong in. And the name of this book is Homosexuality, Contemporary Claims Examined in Light of the Bible and Other Ancient Literature and Law. When I tell you this book is so good, I want to give this away because I think it'll be a blessing to anyone, especially a pastor, someone who likes to study and read. In the back of it, it has a lot of questions that people have asked over the years. There's so much within this book, and I love this book. And I'll tell you, on the days that I was out of that lifestyle and I was walking with God and trying to relearn of myself, these are the books that I was reading. I was reading a lot of books, and I have even more books within a box here in my garage I pulled out months ago because I was planning on rereading them, but I also wanted them to be easily accessible to me should I want to refer to them for whatever reason. So anyway, so these books right here, I'm trying to determine whether or not to give them away as a package deal or give them away one by one. And one of them I definitely want to give away is the Battle For Normality. This to someone who's struggling. I think this will be a blessing to them, and it gives them the idea. And then also for the parent, I wouldn't mind giving this one away. Now, I want to make a disclaimer that I've had these books for a while, so they are a little rusty, dusty, and as you can see, they have markings on them. As you can see that, I used to ride around the books in the car because I would always stop by Starbucks and read my books. Study to show thyself approved. That was my mantra when I was walking out of that lifestyle. When I was coming out of it and I was deciding that I was going to walk with God, but there was a season of purification that I needed in my life. And I think for every struggler and every believer that has come out of any kind of stronghold, there needs to be a season of purification in your life. And if you need to get the books, if you need to get with the Bible and just pour into God's word, then do that, because it will be a blessing to you. Anyway, guys, I hope that you like this. And again, I think I'm going to have a contest on this, but I want to work out the details of how I want the contest to go. So let me know what you think about these books if you're interested. This is James from Non-Free Project. All right, y'all. Jesus Christ is Lord. Peace.